So I been waiting and to play with. I wish my children up to say the same shit. Dear Lord, I hope you hear my prayers. Because we really, really need you down here. From all the pain that we go through. We know that you real, so we all through. Father, have mercy when we call on you.
There's a music video for that one?
But I just want to earlier. So the devils you waiting and to play with.
I don't remember.
I raise my children up to say the same shit.
Maybe this song. This one? No.
Yeah.
That one? I don't know. No, the one before that was playing before the song started.
Look, I keep it loyal to the team. I.S.U.P.K play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet, got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweet. This a whole nother way. Tell them get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Man, this shit is too easy. I'm on go, but they don't believe me. You know I'm winning with the team. Screaming Vinny, 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 Beach. Hear them devils screaming out bloody murder. I'm about to close the curtain. Mama grind, bitch, I'm working. Sorry, all them lies, it ain't working. You niggas weak, they be churching. I'm a West nigga, that's for certain. If he cross the line, I'm gonna back up and I'ma hit his ass with his Bible. And I come through 300 strong, 144 a night. All my niggas, we eat. Men this bitch with the Ivy. Say, all y'all do the street. Tell y'all it's do the street. The nigga made the wrong move, he make his ass out the lead. He ain't one of us hit the lead. He ain't one of us here preach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Go ahead. I keep it loyal to the team. I.S.U.P.K play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet, got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell them get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat.
You see this look that's on my face, bitch, I'm for real with it. I hit the streets, put on my glitch, was in the field with it. You soft as cotton, just an actor, Uncle Phil with it. And then my target's on the move, bitch, I can still hit it. Hey, I speak true cause it's necessary. Color Jack revolutionary. Cold on them like January. Commander General is a visionary. Soul food, no sweets. Your preacher man, he's sweet. Matter of fact, he weak. It's wartime for peace. Think you hard, nigga, you ain't. Fuck with us, nigga, you can't. You smart cars, we pace. We form up in ranks. We body bad, this rap shit. All black, no bright shit. Real life, no cap, bitch. Fall on them, that's cap shit.
I keep it loyal to the team. I.S.U.P.K play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet, got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell them get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Go ahead.
Mic's on, we good.
Clap it up. Clap it up, man. Clap it up.
Test 1, 2.
Yeah.
2.
Shout out I.S.U.P.K, San Antonio.
Two.
You know what I'm saying? It's Officer 5,000 times I in the building. We got Officer, what's your name again, brother?
Officer Kabar, sir.
Kabar in the building. Officer 500 Kabar. Officer 50 Awanya Allah.
Ayala Wan, sir.
Ayala Wan.
Come on. No sweat.
You know what I'm saying? We're doing it big, man. We just came back from a wonderful weekend where we set fire on the Devils, man. For listen, just playing us weak, man. Playing us weak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Giving us some false tears, that false sense of hope
Right.
in the news. How dare they, man? How dare they? If they had, if these Devils had any compassion after seeing what happened to the babies, man, it should have been immediate change. And all we got was another song to dance.
Mm-hmm.
Just another political angle.
Right. No, you're right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what they tell us the voting season coming up, which, you know, I'm always skeptical of that because shit always goes down around that time.
True.
And just another rope with nothing tied to it. You know what I'm saying? And there's no political way to vote our way out of this situation. This is hell.
Right.
And yeah, we gonna talk about this till the Christ come, man. Because this is a travesty. This shouldn't be made normal. This ain't normal. You understand? This is not something our kids should be accustomed to. I was looking at the other day, they were saying bulletproof book bags. How do you teach a child to utilize a bulletproof book bag in a way that it should be used? So now you talk about making a soldier in a sense.
Right.
The cops were the ones that you talking about bulletproof shield. That's what the cops supposed to utilize. That's what they train with.
Right.
And in the time of need, it was not in use. It was not of use. They talking about they couldn't find the key and they didn't have the right equipment there at the time.
Right.
Just every excuse possible. What do you need other than a few men with some AR-15s willing to put a fool down?
Right.
What do you need? And then you can't convince me you couldn't get that door open without some damn key, because they got all types of mini explosives. And them explosives be just, they put enough amount of C4 or whatever in them that explodes to where it's enough to just blow off a hinge and not blow up a building.
Right.
Right. So the white man has already figured this science out. So there's no excuse for that. And there's no excuse for the cowardice that they shown that day. Except for what we can only come to the conclusion of is that they just don't give a damn about us, man.
That's right.
That's right.
They don't give a damn. And I haven't heard anything from the Christian church.
Right.
Like, where do we go, Christian church? How do we feel about this? Where, according to God and everything holy, where should we stand with this? We ain't heard about nothing. You understand? But anyway, we're going to get into that. This is a scripture breakdown. I know we was talking about dreams.
Come on, sir.
And you wanted to expound on that a little bit?
Come on. No, I just had a question about it because, it's kind of like more so about deja vu. People hear, people may say things like that, like, man, why is it that I feel like I've seen this before? Was it from a dream or some kind of vision or something when I was asleep or daydreaming or something? Like, why am I seeing this even though I can't remember where it's from, but I feel like I'm in a situation or I'm in a room or an environment where I'm seeing exactly something that I knew I was going to see at some point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I was just kind of going at it with that angle because, aside from like grieving over my brother's death and things like that, there's things like that may happen every now and then. And I guess I was just curious about what that means, if that means anything, you know what I'm saying? Because if it's nothing to really trip about, I won't give it no mind, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, stuff like that, you definitely want to be mindful of for a few reasons. One, dreams are in essence just memories, right?
Come.
Past memories, or just what they say with deja vu, images that you see on a daily, and your brain stores it in different capacities, long-term, short-term, right? So short-term is things that you process quickly. Long-term is things that it becomes embedded in your mind, like a high school girlfriend, and you think of her, and usually if brothers, don't understand how to separate that long-term memory from reality right now, you'll develop a whole thing where every girl that you get after that one girl that gave you that good memory tends to model her or model your mother or model, some past experience in your life. So it's almost as if I would like to compare it to confirmation bias, right?
Okay.
So where you basically, you're in your mind, you're confirming what you already believe anyway throughout your daily reality.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? How we separate in the I.S.U.P.K is like, give me Deuteronomy 13:3.
Con, I'll get that on the screen. Let me get that on the screen. Let's get that. Deuteronomy 13:3, sir.
Con.
Can I go ahead, sir?
You got it? Go ahead, you got it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 13, verse 3. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet, or that dreamer of dreams.
Oh, started on verse 1.
Verse 1?
Yeah.
Come on, sir. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 13, verse 1. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder.
Right.
Verse 2. And the sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods.
Right. So this dreamer of dreams, right?
Right.
He gets a vision. And ultimately, what is the end goal of this vision that he's given or seen?
Are you talking about in my example, or
no, in this context?
Oh,
go ahead.
The context will be going like following after other gods, sir.
Right. He's leading people to other gods, and then
right.
what does that mean in practical sense?
Following other nations, sir. In a practical sense, celebrating Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, things that the Most High did not, or breaking God's law, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like you sleep one day, and you have a vision in a dream, and let's say you see your brother.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that could be just a memory of a brother to your brother, right? Now, how do you know if it's a dream that is of no relevance? You see your brother, and after seeing him, you now believe that it's okay to celebrate Christmas. I've seen him resurrect on Christmas Day by a tree.
Mm-hmm.
And, this must mean that, you know what? Maybe we were wrong about Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we were wrong. Salakia, if you could hold it down real quick.
Come on.
Step up.
You want me to go ahead and step up?
Oh, brother.
Come on. No, you good. What the priest is bringing out is real heavy, because a lot of times you might hear people in the world, they'll bring up things like dreams, and it takes them to a whole different stratosphere of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you an example, especially weed head, right? Weed head, they're like, oh man, I be getting the craziest dreams when I be going to sleep high, to the point where now they want to do all these other things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to think of an example. Go ahead.
Weed smokers, and they get high, they become YouTube scholars.
Yeah.
So everything on YouTube they believe.
Okay, you good. Now you don't brought some things up. No, that's good. Yeah, so you got them weed heads that they'll go and then now they want to study alien grays and giants, Nephilim, and they're reading the book of Enoch and the Egyptian book of the dead, and you know what I'm talking about? Like, and then they go off a tangent where it's not biblical and it's not founded in knowledge. And that, of course, is what you want to avoid. You want to avoid that big time. Go ahead, Slacky.
They'll tell you, like, bro, I swear aliens is real. Aliens is real, bro. They be all up there. They be doing this. They be doing that. And then you bring out the scriptures about the wheel inside of a wheel, and how the aliens or so-called aliens are really angels. Man, I don't know, but I don't believe that. Right. It's because that would have to incorporate change into their life where they can't smoke weed. Where they can't smoke weed. They can't smoke weed. They can't go have sex with whores. You know what I mean? They can't do everything that they want to do up under the sun that's unlawful to the Most High. They can't do it. So then now they have to actually switch up and do. Now they actually have to. Now they actually have to go back and go back and smoke that weed so they can forget about how you just blew their mind.
Right. Where we at?
So we was talking about just an example of that where they change. You know, when they people, especially people that are already in the world, influenced by the ways of the world, and then implementing that into something that they're trying to consider spooky. Like if they're talking about a dream, sometimes what a lot of people in the world will do is they'll lie about parts of it to add to their dream to make it seem more exciting, which is no different than soothsaying and fairy tales.
Right.
And that's exactly how the Greco-Roman Empire came up with their gods and goddesses, most likely.
Or somebody that's just trying to mislead the people.
Right.
Like Martin Luther King.
That's right.
Martin Luther King wasn't no fool. He had an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But we're speaking more to your point of if you're a priest and prophet of the Lord.
Right?
So if you see this dream, you got to be able to know how to separate it from what could be something misleading you, Satan tempting you, right?
Right.
And things like that. So that's what we want to continue in that because it's going to come out around the third verse. So if you just keep reading.
It says, verse 2 from the top. And the sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them.
Right. Go ahead.
Let me get that next verse. Verse 3. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet, or that dreamer of dreams.
Right.
For the Lord your God proveth you, to know whether ye love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul.
You being tested by the Most High when that false dream comes by. You being tested. Listen, I've had dreams where I'm smoking a cigarette and it's so real. I'm like, I wake up like, oh shit, I sinned. And I had to realize, damn, that was a dream. I remember the taste of it. Why? Because I already know what it was to have smoked that cigarette before.
Right, okay.
So it felt so real.
Right.
It felt so real that I slept with that whore in that dream.
Right.
Because I know the feeling of sleeping with a whore. You understand? That's when you know you being tested. You gotta wake up and you gotta be like, man, I'm tripping. Now you gotta go to spiritual warfare against yourself. Because you know you being tempted. Right? And that's just the Lord testing you. You know what I'm saying? But there is occasions where you have a dream that's a righteous dream. And it has to be what? It has to be broken down by priests and prophets of the Lord. Give me that in Genesis with, what's her name? Rebecca?
You talking about Genesis, was it 25?
25 and
23. When she had a vision from the Lord to
right, let's bring that out.
Let me get that right quick.
There is a time where you should inquire of a priest and prophet because this dream that you had or this vision is a real thing.
You said chapter 23?
25 and 22.
25 and 22, Slack.
About Jacob and Esau, right, sir?
Yeah.
Can I start?
Go ahead. When you got it.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 22. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Hold on, no, didn't she have a dream that she was gonna have babies? Or is that something else?
No, you talking about you might be thinking of different.
Yeah, I might be thinking of something else.
I thought that was what's her Mary, Christ's mother. She had a vision from the Most High that she was gonna have a baby.
Matthew chapter 1.
Nah, not that one. I mean, those are examples, of course, but this vision was vetted by a prophet.
Oh, I see it right here, sir. Well, it says Isaac.
What verse is that?
21.
Yeah, start at 21.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived.
No, that's him going to the Lord about his wife. That's basically him praying to the Most High for. I mean, well, there's plenty of examples. Let's deal with Abraham and Sarah.
Right.
Where she had well, no, that wasn't a dream either.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
There were times where, like, say, what was that one where I think it was Daniel where he broke down Nebuchadnezzar's dream. That's how he ended up getting the beasts, the kingdoms.
Yeah.
And because of his wisdom and how he was able to break it down in the future prophecy of the Babylonian Empire, the Persians and Medes, the Greco-Roman Empire, right? And he was able to break down that dream. It was a prophet that had to do it because only a prophet could break it down. That's kind of where I'm getting an understanding of. It's like, well, if it ever seems like it's that something to inquire about, then ask the men above me so that
that's the main point. We don't need necessarily to pull it. It's just the main point is if you get something that's heavy that you know is biblical in a sense, then you would go to a priest and prophet of the Lord to get it broken down. You wouldn't just, I think I should start a ministry now. And you start teaching like how so many people do.
Right.
They just get a vision and now all of a sudden they believe that they just supposed to do something. Like even Paul, when he got that vision from the Lord, he went to go holler at Peter to like, look, you know what I'm saying? This is what it is. So it's never just on your own accord. When you dive off into something that you believe is leading into your own agenda, that's when you know 10 times out of 10 that it's a false prophecy.
That's right.
Like, where did Martin Luther King, if he read the scriptures, if he was diligent in his scholarship of the Bible, where did he see that we should be integrated with this with other nations?
Right. It ain't in there.
It ain't in there.
It ain't in there.
But he's a man that professes to know the Bible. If he really understood, or if he really had a vision, he should have went and got it thoroughly broken down. Go ahead.
It's like what you're saying so on point because now it didn't came out in the FBI files that his name was Orgy Mike, right? And that he had most likely even before that he had that speech, that he probably had lust after the other nations, specifically white women. And so when he talking in front of all these people talking about, I have a dream that little black boys and little black girls will hold hands, like that's probably something that he dreamt about when he was a young boy or something like that, lusting after them.
He wanted white women like something you wouldn't believe. So much so that he purchased them.
Good night.
Good night.
He bought whores.
Good
you
night.
know what I'm saying? Like
with the tithe money, God, it's lucky.
You know what I mean? Like with the fundraiser money, we gonna march on Selma money. You know they was giving up money at the marches. They wasn't just marching. He collected his just due. And with all the lust in the world, just had to buy a white whore. Him, Jesse, all of them, you know they was running a train on them girls. It couldn't just be, him enjoying it. He had to put in. He had to put up. And so that's how we know when we dealing with a false dream. Something that is really nothing you should think about other than, it's just a memory. Or just a feeling. Or just, something in the past. Go ahead.
It's like one of my homies, he was telling me that he had this dream where he was in the air and he was seeing the destruction of like America.
Right.
Like everything was on fire, all his friends was dying, he was hearing explosions and seeing the flames and stuff like that. And he was telling me about that. He said it felt so real, but he said he keeps having that dream a lot. It's something like that is where it kind of where it sparks that interest where it's like, wait a minute, that sounds kind of biblical.
Well, yeah,
not to start a religion over, but like
let's get that where it says that sons and daughters shall prophesy.
Is it Joel? Come on, I'll get that. Let me see. Joel 2:28. Let me get that. All right, I got it, sir.
Yeah, read it when you got it.
Okay. Joel chapter 2, verse 28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions.
Yeah. I mean, the time is now. How can you not look at the news and say, we might just be going into World War III?
Right.
I mean, you would have to be, damn, I can imagine the type of sleep you would be in to not see World War III is around the corner. Especially as a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, like, you should be waiting for this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the time of our ending. Well, this empire's rule. Should be waiting for this day. But to not see it is just, you're ignorant. I believe if you go onto the government website right now, they're giving out manuals on how to deal with a nuclear outbreak. Like, they're telling people, save up, put food away. You know what I'm saying? Have a go bag, and how to deal with nuclear radiation, things like that. Especially in Finland, Poland, over in them areas. Germany, they're already putting their people on alert, saying, "Look, you need to prepare for the possibility of a nuclear strike." So, yeah, they're having these visions. Yeah, they're seeing these dreams, and yes, America will be destroyed. You understand? So, seeing stuff like that—that's just another way to fish that brother in the truth. You be like, "Yeah, brother, you show him this scripture." You understand? And you show where America gonna be destroyed. You damn right, brother. The Lord is calling you into this truth. Go ahead.
It's like it. I reminded what the scripture that I brought out when he said, "Man, that reminds me of that scripture." I think it was in Thessalonians where he said that we would meet him in the clouds, meet the Most High in the cloud. I told him, "Look, keep the Most High's commandments. Stop smoking cigarettes. Right? Stop sleeping with whores." Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's it. Come to class.
Right.
Because I feel like okay, well, if that, I know that dream might seem scary and stuff, but you're talking about you're in the air, you're not in the destruction, you're looking at it,
right?
Like that's the perspective of somebody that's being saved from the destruction.
Or it could be perspective of that you see what's gonna be if your ass don't put down that
right? No, you're right.
That's gonna be your ass if you don't stop that smoking. You don't. Stop, popping whores and getting and doing and sinning against the Most High. You know what I'm saying?
Come.
So it's on that perspective too. Like, people need to understand what's coming. There's a way out, but like with anything, you got to give something up.
That's right.
In order to become part of that way out, you got to give something. It ain't gonna just be you live this lavish lifestyle in America where you just indulge in every whore, you know what I'm saying? Every new drug that come out. I mean, you get so high. You hear white people how they love drugs and getting high, man. Like, they love, like, dude, I was on them shrooms and I was just on another planet, And they get so high, they start to philosophize behind it. Like, bro, you got to take the peyote. It's just going to open your mind to the deeper level of life and a deeper level, and be right back a junkie, right back in rehab somewhere. You know what I'm saying? End up somewhere in rehab that lost their whole career over drugs, and just they love it, man. They love it. They love it. And Black people, we've indulged in it too. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people, we have indulged in it too. We have, you know what I'm saying, we have dreamed them dreams, and we, what they call the American dream. We live in it. It's so much so it ain't a dream no more. We allowed that a dream to become our reality. So many brothers dream of being in the NFL and being a soldier in the United States Army and wearing that suit. And that was a dream that led them into their own destruction. Imagine how many brothers didn't dream of being this Army soldier with honor and respect, and you go end up in the Army or the Marines or something, and you end up in some war and you get your leg blown off.
Good night.
You know what I'm saying? Your wife at home whores on you with every rod in the neighborhood. I mean, and then you come back, and not only do you get rejected by your family, nobody's willing to help you.
Right.
But the United States government, what you dreamed of being a part of, what you dreamed to love, just completely turns their back on you. And you can't get any assistance. You can't get any financing, nothing.
Right.
They don't help you at all. What kind of dream? What was the end result of that dream?
What you say is so heavy, because one thing that you always see military cats, especially and retired folk, as they go somewhere, they always like, y'all got a military discount? Because they always looking for some kind of reward for all that work they put in. But and of course they at the end of the day, the grass wasn't green on the other side because they put all that work in. Might even have PTSD after it's all said and done. And then you got doctor bills and then you living off of the Social Security and pensions and whatnot. And then you seen how rent's going up recently? It's like $400 it's going up. Like that check ain't going as far as it used to.
It wasn't part of the dream.
Right. And
the dream was to be Rambo. And to swing from branch to branch and hit every little Asian thing and every little white thing. And they see you and they don't see a nigga no more. They see a Army Ranger of the 5th Battalion. And you know what I'm saying, this ultimate warrior that women just can't stop hopping on his rod. They got it, you know what I'm saying? He has the Mercedes,
the Dodge Charger. It's always the Charger, right?
The nice muscle car with the big engine. And he just got infinite money in the bank account. And everywhere he goes, weaker men just bow down and get out of his way. You go to the Army, you find out it's a nigga on the block smoking a Black and Mild right now, beat your ass up at the club. You get kicked out the club. You get thrown in jail, you know what I'm saying? He take your woman, and you weren't the soldier you thought you were.
Right.
You wasn't the killer you thought you were. Those dreams are dreams that we need to start coming up out of. You know what I'm saying? Those are dreams that we need to start, because it's becoming a nightmare. It's becoming a horrible reality. Matter of fact, give me a come out of her, my people.
Revelation 18:4.
Give me that, man. Because I'm tired of the. It's just like we woke in the U.P.K. We woke.
Real talk.
No, I like that. No, you're right.
And I mean, listen, it's hard, right? It's hard, but it's just so much. It's so much better. It's, you know what I'm saying. A perfect example is that Matrix joint, where he unplugged that. You know, do you remember how satisfied he felt when he and threw it up? You notice that imagery of how he just took the plug out of his mouth and it unscrewed from the back of his head and latched off. That snatch, the sound of it just being relieved, and him the fluids coming up. And it was like him being flushed down that thing and washed of the bullshit, and then grabbed up and brought into reality.
Right.
You know, sister wrote this story too.
Right.
But imagine the satisfaction that was in reality once you really start, diving into it. To be washed of the bullshit. And now this is what now I'm really living.
It's a lot. I gotta say this too, because a lot of cats in them, they can't handle the truth.
Right.
They like that one cat with the steak dinner with the agent.
Oh yeah.
Like, man, I need to go back. Plug me back in. I don't want to remember this. Sometimes it's too much for them. Like, they not woke. They're not really woke, but
because pure oxygen gets you high than a mother. You got to mix that down.
Right.
It's too strong. And we getting the breath. Like when you know the white man your enemy and you weak, it'll be extremely hard to go about day-to-day life, especially if you really believe that America is the home of the brave, the home of opportunity, the land of. It's not about your rate. They get them good. They get somebody. They get them folks on TV that really, kick that game. Like, where it ain't about your color, your age, and your sexual orientation, and you could be whatever you want to be, and life and living more abundantly, the pursuit of happiness and the Constitution, blah blah blah.
Right.
Blah, bunch of bullshit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just a bunch of horse shit that they know they don't even believe.
Right. Damn right, sir.
They don't believe that shit. Because the minute niggas and Hispanics and Native Indians stop showing up to the function, they gonna start changing shit like, where are our slaves? They gonna look around like that job crisis. When the pandemic, they was like, hold on, wait a minute. No, this ain't it. We ain't supposed to be paying them to be sitting around. We got to find a way to get our slaves back on the plantation. They completely lying about COVID and all that. The COVID threat ain't over with.
Right.
They just want people to get comfortable enough to deal with the amount of deaths that's going to come with it. It becomes a normal thing. Like anything else. You know what I'm saying? What you were saying, something?
So like it now, sir.
Okay, let me get on that scripture.
Come. Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
Come out of her, man. That's us on them street corners, man.
That's right.
We out there like, please, hearken to the men of the Lord. The Lord put us here for that reason, man, to go out there and, stand for them babies that have gotten murdered and slaughtered. I still struggle with that shit.
Right.
But just knowing that devil had the audacity to sit up in their room, play music, and just pick off babies. What a coward, man. What a coward. What satisfaction did you get from murdering babies trying to run away from you and get away from you? What satisfaction did you have? You know what I'm saying? Like what kind of glory were you seeking?
None.
Like nothing honorable. Nothing honorable. We know that much. If I go to war, I want to go to war against, our real enemies, the U.S. government. Putin. I want to go to war. I want the odds to be, well, we're gonna die, guys. And you go out there, and you take as many as you can with you, and they come to the conclusion that they was no motherfucking joke. We didn't have that going before. Go ahead.
Right. What he was looking for, that memorial, right, of being a killer, because that's what America likes to. That's what they glorify.
Right.
They glorify killers.
Right.
They like to resurrect high schools to him and
Right.
and Mount Rushmore to him and
Right.
and all these different and all these different days like Columbus Day and President's Day. You know what I mean? Tell me what president wasn't a killer? Right? Andrew Jackson, murderer. George Washington, a murderer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Donald Trump. He might as well have murdered a whole bunch of Mexican babies coming across the border.
He was a murderer. He bombed the Arab countries just like every other president since 9/11. They all you notice since 9/11, they all have gotten in there and pressed the button on some missile strikes.
Right.
Killed Arabs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're all murderers. The white man is a murderer. You understand? And if I could,
Come.
I'll go through this a few times.
Good, sir. Sally clean you out. No sweat.
No sweat.
We're on Revelation chapter 18, verse 4.
Well, they just want to be murderers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what American glorifies. America glorifies murderers. You know what I mean? What did George Washington say about Native Americans? He said the only good Indian is a dead Indian. You know what I'm talking about? A murderer. Teddy Roosevelt, right? Teddy Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt. They got high schools in San Antonio right now resurrected to Teddy Roosevelt.
Right,
to Teddy Roosevelt, and they call them Rough Riders. Him and his Rough Riders were murderers of Native Americans. Man, what's up, Art?
Didn't they have Didn't their school Robert E. Lee? Wasn't that a Confederate general?
Yes.
Robert E. Lee High School.
Yes.
And there was a Confederate general fighting to keep slavery in America.
Right. You're absolutely right.
In the South Side. You know what I'm talking about? Like in the South Side.
You're absolutely. No, Robert E. Lee is on the North Side.
Oh, is it Slovakia?
Yeah. But you're absolutely right. Like Leon, is it Leon Valley?
Leon, I don't know all of them.
I just know Leon Valley going 410. Yeah, something like it's like the West Side, Northwest Side, something like that. But yeah, they're all murderers. They put them on your money. That's how. What's up?
I was gonna say too that it's either the people that are killers or the victims of death that they care about. Like Wagner High School was named after some woman that got killed in the Twin Towers during the 9/11 attacks and things like that.
You're absolutely right. It's the reason why they put it on in Judson District because she graduated from Judson High School.
I didn't even know all that.
Well, yeah, I know. You remember I went to Wagner.
Yeah,
I know. And they didn't try to do anything but indoctrinate me into American society. It didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work. You know what I mean? But they're all murderers and killers. You know what I mean? And that's all that they glorify.
You already took them to 10, sir?
Yeah, somebody else checked in?
Nah, I haven't.
Coming in?
Good, sir. We appreciate you coming on down here. You know what I'm talking about? You said you came from was it Alabama?
I'm all over this country, man.
For real? I couldn't do that, man. You know, truck drivers sound like a tough job. It's like hey, man.
It's like Israel, one of these damn water pills.
Hey, don't sweat.
It becomes, you know what I'm saying, troublesome when it kick in. Where was that?
We was in Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. It says, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues." That's the end of that verse.
What about has become the habitation of devils? It's a little bit before that, right?
I think so.
Yes,
So like, let me see.
I want to get that.
Come.
Let's talk about what it really is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about what the American dream really is and what we really sacrifice in being here.
Mm-hmm. Come. You want it? Go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice saying, Babylon the Great is fallen.
Oh yeah, that's the vision your friend had.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Is fallen. And it's become the habitation of devils.
Become the habitation of devils, man. And what else?
And the hold of every foul spirit.
Good night. Good night. I mean, child molesters, child murderers, transvestites. Men think they women, women think they men. It's too much. It's too much. What y'all want? What else? What more else can you come up with? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm wondering what else could they're gonna probably start developing some half human, half beast type shit. Like what is it called? The man horse?
Centaur? A Minotaur or something like that.
Centaur, yeah.
Something like that.
That might just be a real thing.
Give them long enough.
Right? Or we walking up the damn street in a damn centaur with horns is I just got the surgery 3 weeks ago. Talking to you like with a real voice. Rod hanging out. He got a horse rod, but he a man. But his body is a horse. Right? I take horny goat weed for my erection problem. He giving you sexual advice.
Off with his head.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's too. I'm almost afraid of what else they could come up with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The transvestite thing was like, whoa. You know, damn, that's a woman with a beard.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But now it's what could it get any worse? I know the white man trying. He's trying to be the freakiest, nastiest. Give me hold that. Give me if it was any more profane person than Esau's in Hebrews. Any man profane. Esau trying. He up there trying to be the nastiest, freakiest, homosexual field. Can we say that on camera?
You
on Facebook.
Come.
He trying to be the.
Does it say Esau in that scripture, sir?
Hebrews. So let me see.
Oh yeah, no, I got it. It's Hebrews. Let me get on the screen. Hebrews 12:16, sir.
Yeah, bring that out, man. And hold that in Revelations too.
Come.
It's just ridiculous.
That's true. So I got it right here. It says Hebrews chapter 12 verse 16. Yeah. Lest there be any fornicator,
right,
or profane person as Esau. It's like a profane person.
Fornicator.
Go ahead. Anybody having any unlawful sex?
I mean, just unlawful sex, just raping babies.
Can I give you examples?
Go ahead.
Threesomes.
Oh yeah.
Threesomes. Right, threesomes. People that are having gay sex.
Well, yeah, for sure. That is definitely unlawful and disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something about the threesomes too. You brothers over here. First off, it's 2 men and a woman. That is a train. That is a violent act.
That's homosexual.
Yeah, and it's gay. That you dudes is, you know what I'm saying, willing to cross swords with one another. And even the woman on woman, you know what I'm saying? Let's not exclude that. We got to put that in there.
Right.
That's disgusting as well, too. You got your girl chewing on carpet. You know, it's all of it is just, it's too much, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's all on the porn websites. It's all in your face in the music videos.
Right.
Girls. And now these girls, not Eve doing it in the club, they dancing on each other.
Right.
Licking on each other, trying to be noticed. But then you come over there trying to be a man, trying to grab one of them up. They want to be like, you know,
ew, what are you doing?
But you doing this whole show. And that's why it's just goofy. It's just like, goofy, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They gonna come back around. We're gonna do what we gotta do to get these sisters up out of this darkness. That's for the white man and white woman. There ain't no saving them. Let them have it. You know what I'm saying? We should be fed up. Go ahead.
What you're saying so heavy because you think of was it Isaiah chapter 4 where it talks about 7 women shall take hold on one man.
Right.
And these days, as things get crazier and crazier, they're gonna find out that weed head that they've been dating ain't gonna do nothing to save her. Because he's gonna be too selfish or he's gonna be too lustful to even plan stuff to get ready, to get safe, to have a plan. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll be screaming like a girl. Like he probably one of them cats that when you're on a plane, they screaming when there's a little turbulence. You know what I'm saying? Like they're getting paranoid over everything. You know what I'm saying?
I'm at the point where I don't even believe Eve know a real relationship. I believe though none of these niggas stay more than 45 minutes. 45 minutes is the cap. You know what I'm saying? They lying like they got a man somewhere, somehow. Them niggas ain't in their life. Them niggas be, like I say, in and out 45 minutes, like a fast food relationship. Because think about everything else that our media, hold your question, I got you. Media information, you know what I'm saying? Our entertainment, all of it comes very quick and fast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why TikTok is so famous, because the videos are short, sweet. It's no different than the dating. Like, they got the little Tinder apps and all that where you just click. And is it a match? Yes.
Right.
And it's just real quick. Like, you serving that tail up real quick. And by the time you know about 4 years go by, damn, you done had 25 bodies and you just ain't even realizing it because you ain't count half of them because most of them was, like I said, within that 45-minute range. You know what I'm saying? Right. Where, a dude, he done, when I say 45 minutes, I mean, you might be decent enough to get a date. You understand? You go out to eat, you come back to the crib, and you might be decent enough to hold your panties on for a Netflix movie.
God, sir.
Maybe cook some dessert or, have a nice conversation. But after that, the initial sexual touch, that's when the 45 minutes starts for me.
Right.
And between that time and the time it takes for a man to get his pants up, his drawers on, and wash up in the sink and out the door, that's the extent of your relationship. Because you ain't going to see him after that. Maybe if you got some good tail, you might see him a few times after that. But after that, you right back on Tinder trying to figure it out. Like, I don't know what went wrong, where we just stopped talking. We just weren't a match. So what did you decide he wasn't the match? Was it the, was it the first date, second date? It wasn't a third date. So what made you decide between that time? Because you already gave the tail up. You would think once you get the tail up, you go, like, okay, I made a deep decision. I got to really know this individual. Before you give it up a second time, now you gave it up a second time, and then it's just like, all right. What is it? I mean, I think he had a question. Look at this question first.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I never have a question, sir. I had a...
Go ahead.
And it's heavy what you say because there's so many Black and Hispanic women out here that's having babies and every time they have a baby, the first thing they say, it's just me and my little man. It's us forever.
And listen, there is no that. I mean, come on now. We see it all the time. They don't even. As soon as they pregnant, they single again.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, they was never in a relationship.
You're right. You're absolutely
they
right.
Was never that nigga that they slept with was never with them. that's just what they was telling people so they don't feel like shit.
Right.
And they can have something to put up on Facebook. or you know, it's complicated. Let me tell you what it's complicated really means.
Right. It's complicated.
You don't stay past 45 minutes. That's right. That's what it's complicated means.
That's right.
It's
That's right.
The relationship consists of him leaving out that door, her sitting on the couch right here, and wondering, contemplating what she doing with her life.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
It's whenever I see it's complicated to me, it's like she's saying I'm a hoe, like just straight up, like it's complicated. You keep going back and forward. You can't make a decision. You don't know sex is marriage, first of all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't know you just made a commitment.
You were supposed to have made a commitment. Now you having second thoughts and you trying to look for a better option. Always trying to choose, brother.
Always trying to one up. Always trying to get one up.
Mm-hmm.
So you keep him floating around. And so now you go back out there on Tinder, wherever they pulling them from, and you get another fool. Before you know it, you got 3-4 fools rotating in and out of your house, and they fools too, because you ain't even peeping the scene. You ain't even peeping the clothes. Did you check out the behind her bed, behind her couch, nigga? Them ain't your drawers, nigga. Them another nigga drawers in there.
Yeah. A
nigga done left something in that couch. Check the couch. I bet it's a clue. It's a nigga been here. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even peeping for the clues.
Those ain't crazy.
She got a box of rubbers in the room, man. Come on, man.
Right.
That's a
Irish Spring soap in the
yeah, nigga soap.
Some pubes on the toilet seat.
She's not using Irish Spring. Why the toilet seat up?
Yeah.
Who is peeing standing up?
Listen, this is a nigga that been through there, and you know what I'm saying? The clues is everywhere, but niggas is too stupid to even take a look. Too stupid to even. When she too comfortable with just having you up through there,
right?
That's because she used to niggas rotating in and out. Even peep the kids. That's why sometimes it's good to deal with a woman with kids, because them kids will let you know. You niggas be walking up in there, you don't even talk to the kids. You go straight to the back room. You say, "What's up?" And go get to know them kids, man. If you gonna deal with her for real, get to know them kids, because them kids gonna, oh yeah, our uncle be over here every other day. You know what I'm saying? If you in her neighborhood, ask neighbors about her, ask her friends about her, ask her family about her, get to know the broad. They're gonna let you know this is a hoe you dealing with. You understand? They're gonna let you know in a subtle way. That's why I said, if you ever want to know the whole facts, go to her old neighborhood.
The whole facts.
Right. Go to her old neighborhood, hang out at the bar where everybody be at.
Right.
Hey, you know the girl named Sheree? Oh, Sheree? Nigga, the swoop? Back in the day? Oh, yeah, me and my partners had the Jerry over there in the corner. Say, what's up, Jerry? Yeah, he asked him about Sheree. Oh, yeah, 55th and 3rd.
Oh, man.
Hey, look, if they refer to her as a street corner, you know that's a Oh, you talking about 304? The
apartment building.
The 505?
Yeah.
The swoop. That's funny, bro.
Niggas gonna let you know. Hey, but you ain't vetting the woman. You just running up through there.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
You gotta vet that woman, man. And stop being silly. Cause it's 3 of you niggas rotating, and all 3 of y'all gonna be surprised when you run into each other one day.
Right. Because
it's all just a game. You know what I'm saying? It's all just a swindle. In this place. Ain't nothing for real. Ain't nothing for real. You understand? That's why we got to put structure on it. Because that's how we weed out what's real and what's fake. This place has become a habitation of devils, man. Look, read about the I.S.U.P.K again, so we'll get off on that. With the Hebrews.
Okay.
You understand? Because that point, I need to drive home because we got off into the whores, because you know that's what comes with this place. That's woman empowerment.
Right.
Being a whore, that's all it is. You empowered to destroy a black man and be a whore. Or destroy a black man by being a whore. Go ahead.
And you're empowered to abort your babies.
That's it.
Right. You're empowered to be able to
a murderer.
Yeah, a murderer, to abort your babies. You're empowered to destroy the kids that you have by bringing in and out strange men that'll molest your babies.
Right.
You're empowered to doing those things, and that's what the white man does. He empowers you to hate your culture and to hate yourself and to hate the men that's supposed to protect you from things like that.
Yeah. And granted, brothers got to be strong enough to deal with that responsibility when getting a woman too.
Right.
Can't be no weak ass Negro not even willing to protect your woman. And protecting your woman is battling against her and her demons.
Right.
Mm-hmm, damn right.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to be willing to do that. We far too many times, we willing to get some of that ass because that's the easiest satisfaction.
Mm.
But as soon as she started talking, we like, all right, man, listen. Your 45 minutes is up. You know what I'm saying? Soon as she get to talking, now we disappear. And that destroy, like, that's crumbling the nation too.
Mm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We gotta put some structure in this thing. Because Esau, man. Read that when you got it. Read about Esau again, man.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16.
Go ahead.
Lest there be any fornicator or profane person.
Profane. What does profane mean? Let's just profane. What is that? Let's break that down all the way. So we could just really go in.
Oh, this is.
Read it.
It said profane, relating to or devoted to that which is not biblical.
Oh, good night. Just everything about God and the Bible, that devil is against, man.
That's straight up right there.
Oh my God, Esau, please. Why is there never no turkey sausage at the continental breakfast, devil?
Right. That's true.
Everybody don't eat pork, devil. And ain't turkey cheaper? Like, you know, I don't know. But, you know, it's just, why are there two niggas kissing on this cartoon right now?
Mm-hmm.
That my 3-year-old gotta watch. Esau make you just wanna. Esau just he drives you there with the demonic imagery, man.
Right, no, absolute.
Every other video, nigga, every other movie is homosexuals.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I can't stand personally. It's the action movies nowadays are just, oh my God. I love a good action movie. But it's just nowadays, you know, you can't even enjoy a good action movie because one, they're trying to bring in some female counterpart where she's the hero.
Yeah, you know, he's right. Mm-hmm.
It's just like, you know, I don't know. I ain't really tripping on that too much.
Right.
But it's like, you know,
It's like
I don't expect to be saved by no pair of titties. You know what I'm saying? There's a place for that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
it
saying?
ain't on the battlefield. I like them old James Bond movies where the woman be
The damsel,
and
right?
the damsel in distress.
Yeah.
She rewards a hard-working man by the end of the night.
Yeah, like
with her just due. With her part of the scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Now they got us believing that the man is at need of help, and she comes and extends her hand and lifts him off the edge of the cliff because he was just about to fall
Right.
to his death. And she
got some triceps on her too. She got them triceps.
She's just strong enough to pull this man up and lift him up, or you know, just. Go ahead. No,
I gotta say this too, because what you say is so heavy. Because like I give an example. One of the big ones was the Avengers, right?
Right.
The end game one.
Yeah.
There was this part where all the females took up the whole screen and they started whooping ass, and like just like a sequence that was just all about the females, right?
Yeah.
All the female superheroes, and that goes back to Charlie's Angels. It goes back to that. What's that show that I was telling you about? Dark Angel with Jessica Alba. Like when I was young, I seen that and I was like, damn, I better start doing some push-ups, and these females gonna be like this. Like I need to be more tough than that, you know? Like I gotta step my stuff up, you know? So it's like that same mentality they done put in the females, and now they trying to join the military. And now you seeing sisters getting killed in the military, like that one sister, that Hispanic sister out in, what was it, Fort Worth?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
she thinks she could be a soldier.
You know what it is? Like it goes from the beginning of the class. They're putting the dream in our people's mind that makes them serve other gods.
And Eve be so stupid to believe that she can really be a hero. It's just like, come on now, seriously. Titties all bouncing. You can't be no hero with bouncing titties. I tell you what you can do. I got some for them titties. They gonna bounce. He's flying. Because now they gotta make the outfits to where there's no bounce.
Right. Yeah. Like one
it's just like, you know, like a chest, like a real chest.
Yeah.
But you know.
They in there.
It's like
it'd be bulletproof, right?
It's like, come on now. And it's like, you know, it's not even entertaining no more to be here. I don't even have a good downtime anymore in America. Just every moment is stressful.
Come on, sir.
Every moment is stressful because it's just you battling an evil bastard 24/7, man.
Right.
Even when you sleeping. You gotta think, oh my God, what are my kids watching? When you hear some bullshit on TV, you gotta go check. Right. Oh, look at this homosexual on TV. Goodness gracious. I can't even wake up in the morning. Like I'm afraid to wake up after my kids. Because they go and watch some cartoon and there's some gay homosexual prayers on TV. And I'm like, oh my God, now I gotta turn from this. I gotta find some from those. Profane. He's a profane man. What was your question? You had a statement?
No, he already took it.
Okay. You understand? Like, it's just, like I said, even with the hero thing, you know, is it a big deal? I don't know, but let the man be the hero, man. God come on. Come on. Let the man be the hero. Woman, that's you emasculating young men by doing that. And you telling these young girls that they can be like that. So they go out and they believe that they can beat some boy up and it puts them in danger because he gonna respond like a young man responds to violence with violence.
Right.
Because that's what he knows. And now he done knocked this little broad head off because she believes she's G.I. Jane or whatever. I don't even know one of the superheroes, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just
you right, sir.
Yeah, and it puts some girls in danger, man. Let them be okay with being the damsel, needing a man. Be the man. Because in real life, that's what it is. I remember when the pandemic first hit, right? And so everybody's panicking. I'm like, whatever. I already got my stuff in line because we already know what's up. But I run into the gun store, just get some more ammunition. And, you know, the gun store is a masculine place. You know, especially with a whole bunch of devils there. Them women could tend to be scared. Our sisters, they know what time it is. They know what the white man is when it's really time for the get down. They know what it is. And the sister was in there just extra friendly talking to me for no reason. Just, so my daddy taught me about guns. And, you know, I was just like, why are you speaking to me? First off, and then it really dawned on me that she's nervous in here. Because I'm like one of the only black dudes. There's all these other devils.
Damn.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, she's nervous around these devils because she knows she needs protection. So she has to be there amongst them devils. And she knows how them devils get when they backs against the wall. Right. And she's in there nervous. I just peeped the nervous energy on her because she was just real talkative. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that about a lot of sisters during that pandemic. They had a real nervous energy in the stores and everything else. I'm like, you understand the times. You're not ignorant. You know what I'm saying? You're not dumb. Eve is not dumb. You know what I'm saying? Eve knows. Like, she understands. When it's time for the bullshit, they run to a man. So that's my whole thing about that comic hero shit. But yeah, Esau's profane, man. Esau's a profane bastard. And this place has become the habitation of devils. Let's get that back in Revelation.
Don't come, sir.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils.
Yeah.
And the hold of every foul spirit.
Every foul spirit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Every foul spirit. And this is just, this ain't even the icing on the cake of what we really about to see. I'm talking about when it's anarchy,
Mm-hmm.
when it's just violence in the streets, shortage of food, when that devil has no way of feeding his kids, we about to see Esau 2.0.
Right.
Esau 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Back from the dead.
Right. That's true.
I'm gonna be like, welcome home, welcome back. You've been putting out faggots for the last decades, but welcome back. He gonna have his gun on his hip.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have our gun on our hip. He gonna have his little backup knife. I'm gonna have my backup machete and tomahawk.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You understand? And we're gonna walk the streets like that. Because this place is going to be filled with demons like something you wouldn't believe. You know what I'm saying? Going to the grocery store is going to be like, you know, Mad Max.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's what's coming to this earth. That's what's coming to America. That's why the Lord said, come out of her, my people. Go ahead.
What you're saying so heavy, I brought that out of camp this weekend where that scripture says, and in those days be as pilgrims on the earth.
Yeah.
That's what that's referring to, that
Right.
Mad Max, that Book of Eli, Denzel Washington, and Book
They
of
know.
Eli type mode. You know what I'm
They
saying?
know.
Yeah.
That's why those movies are so popular.
Right.
You notice the influx of those type of movies going down on Netflix and everything?
Oh, yeah.
Those be the best movies too, because you ready.
Right.
I'm ready to bring out my I got a nice machete too. I keep it sharp. I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? I'm living. This is an amazing time for me. You know what I'm saying? Personally.
Most High Christ.
And that's because we coming up out of her.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We not going to be partakers of her sins. You understand? Now, brothers in the world, Lord be with them. You know what I'm saying? You fake Israelites, Lord be with you. I see you already out there with full out army suits on and your guns. Y'all scared to bring out the word of the Lord without weapons. You understand? I.S.U.P.K, we still standing bold. We still holding the ground, still holding the traditions. Y'all compromising every way possible. You understand? This ain't no game. This is for real.
Right.
This is where we living at. This is where we, you know what I'm saying, will be delivered from, in a sense. You understand? North America. The land of this oppression is coming to an end. You understand? Is there any more on that?
Come on, sir. And the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
And unclean and hateful.
That's right.
You understand?
Right.
That LGBTQ is hateful.
That's right.
I believe Commander General Hunter talked about it a few years back. It's gonna be gay gangs. But you're gonna be walking down the alley and it's gonna be a gang of fruits. Talking about get that booty. Get that booty.
Nah, you know it. It's crazy.
That's why I walk around with 30 clips.
Mm-hmm.
For gang activity.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna be trying to take booty in the streets, man. Just like in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right.
Right.
Man, the Lord was like, man, I'm gonna destroy this. If you can find one righteous man, I might say, I'm about to burn this place to the ground. Go ahead.
It's heavy you say Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah.
Right? Because even when the angels came in,
they wanted that booty. They wanted angel booty.
Right. And Noah had to offer him, they like, look, just go away from here. I give you my daughters.
He was gonna give his daughters up. They was like,
we don't want no daughter. We want them boys in there.
I want that strong back you done brought up in there.
That's
strong back. You know what I'm saying? This place is disgusting, huh?
It is.
You want a strong back? That's just like we was talking at camp. Like, nigga, how you two men in a relationship living under the same roof together, and y'all are in a committed sexual relationship with one another?
Right.
That is abuse. What's that scripture? Abusing yourself with mankind. What was that? Romans 1. You get that? Man, listen, that is abuse, man. That is torture to yourself. What are you doing, bro? It's another man, bro.
You talking about Romans 1:26?
Yeah, it might be a little bit before then.
The 1 in 20. We has 1 in 26 because 1 in 25.
I want you to start before then. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, sir.
All right, let's start at 23. I believe.
Come on. You got it?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
The book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 23. And change the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man.
Start at 21.
Book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 21. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imagination.
Right. So this is going into lustful sin, right?
Right.
And so we at one point understood God, you know what I'm saying, to some degree. And because of our vanity and because of our selfishness, we wanted to go into that which is not God. Keep going.
And their foolish heart was darkened.
Foolish mind became dark. It's become, like the Lord said, we written our sin in stone with a diamond pen. It's engraved in our minds. Our foolish minds have become dark. We don't even know what's right and wrong. Those in the Christian church. It's like, in one sense, they know it's wrong, but in another sense, they're just so full of lust that they can't separate the two. You notice that about Christians?
Yeah, right.
It's like, we know it's wrong to molest children, but we love our pastor. He got a Mercedes and a nice house. I want that too. So if I'm listening to him, maybe one day I can get that Mercedes and that nice house. Or maybe you gotta molest children to get that. It's confusion, man. And this confusion is dangerous to us. We are really behind enemy lines, man.
That's true.
Righteous brothers like ourselves. The Lord said, what? We sheep amongst wolves, man.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta be like harmless doves, man. We gotta be like harmless doves. We are like harmless doves amongst these wolves. Wolves, man, will eat your flesh, these Christians, man. Keep reading.
Verse 22. And professing themselves to be wise, they became...
Oh, yeah, they think they know everything. Oh, my God, a Christian knows everything.
Right.
And don't know nothing. They believe that because their church has the larger numbers, and because they have this money, and that because they have the flashy clothes and nice houses, they think that's what gives them wisdom. When that's not what gives you wisdom, man. That's not what gives you wisdom. The Lord is not with that. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
They became fools. Verse 23. And changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 24. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanliness through the lust of their own hearts.
Go ahead.
To dishonor their own bodies
Man.
between themselves.
Man, come on, man.
Man.
We're doing all types of just. Imagine what goes on. No, I don't imagine it.
Right. No, it's like it.
But just, I feel sorry for them brothers, man. You are in darkness.
Mm-hmm.
You are in darkness to turn away from the goodness. I just think of a woman. I'm like, my God, man, you don't want that soft,
Right.
tender,
Right.
just submissive, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, what do you need, sir? Cooking your thing, cooking your dinner, nigga, just washing your feet.
Right.
You want that mean, burly nigga? Go ahead.
So like I said, if I may,
Go ahead.
I was just telling the brothers the other day how a woman in the nightgown,
Right.
you know what I'm talking about, is the most beautiful woman, most beautiful thing on the planet.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about, just going to bed in a nightgown.
Mm-hmm.
Is the most beautiful thing in the world,
Right?
Because that's showing her femininity in one,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like she got the perfume. You know what I'm talking about? Like
that's the most beautiful thing in the world. And so you want to go to sleep next to a brother and a wife beater.
that's bro.
You know what I mean?
Hairy ass.
That's what's going.
Ass, nigga.
Yeah, that's what's going on. Like
Shoulders and shit. Nigga got shoulders.
Good night.
Good night, nigga.
y'all
Yeah.
lift weights together.
Hey, listen. You got a good pump in tonight, nigga. I'm talking to you like that.
That's just vile affection. You know what I'm talking about? Vile affection.
Man, imagine waking up in the morning and some big chest, big back nigga in the kitchen cooking your breakfast and shit, nigga.
Don't make no sense.
Go ahead.
Looking like Melvin from Baby
Looking
Kool-Aid.
like-
Drinking Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
You know?
And you wake up like you gotta be the bitch, right? I guess the bitch. I mean, Salaki. You got the feminine man. He like, yeah, thank you, baby.
Yeah.
Nigga, nigga.
You gonna eat your cornbread?
Where the hell you learn that shit at, nigga? Nigga, where you learn that at? Salaki, I'm over here. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, no, I want a woman. Like, I want a woman, dude. You know what I'm saying? And you are. I mean, damn, you're gone in it. Like, you're gone
Mm-hmm.
in it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You read it again.
Verse 24. And God also gave them up to uncleanliness through the lust of their own hearts,
Yeah.
to dishonor their own bodies between themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're dishonored. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are rejected. Go ahead.
And the same thing goes for the women.
Oh yeah.
The women also. How you going to be a woman if you don't want a man, but you go get a woman that acts and dress like a man? There's something psychologically wrong with you.
And then you bring in a fake rod into the equation. Or
Good night.
Even worse than that, a woman that you deal with men, but you are just an evil monster that exhibits no femininity. Like, what are you? Like, what are you? What is your purpose here? You want to be the ruler of the house? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
go ahead.
Women don't get along with each other anyways. Them relationships never last because they end up turning violent, or they end up nagging at each other, because it's usually the women that be nagging about every damn thing. So they be
the feminine one runs and gets a rod.
There you go. Yeah, that's one.
Or even the stud be slip back sliding.
Right.
Right.
Things like that. I think Salaka too is. I think a lot of that just comes from them being exposed to things like porn and stuff. Because it's just all up in there.
It's a vile affection. They, like I said, they just filled with that lust, and their minds are darkened by it. Mm-hmm. And it's just the imagery of it. It's just it seduces you. You understand? That's why they push it so hard.
Right.
They're just taken by it. And so one trauma from a relationship with some past dude leads you into this other alternative life.
Right.
That you learn from porn, that you learn from TV, that you learn from Real Housewives of Atlanta, that you learn from, the Christian church.
Right. Especially that.
And you think that is the solution to that temporary pain you feel because some man did you wrong. When that's not the solution. The solution is to figure it out, to work it out. Mm-hmm. But these women, they just want it easy. And these brothers, they the same. That MGTOW, man, I'm telling y'all right now, that's going to lead to, that was an FBI, CIA infiltration of the homosexual movement. They trying to spread homosexuality through that MGTOW. Men go their own way. Yeah, it's a movement where men go their own way. I don't know where they're going.
Go their own way, like
they don't believe in dealing with women as far as relationships.
Oh, that sounds gay.
Sound gay.
Yeah.
It sound like what else would you deal with a woman? But that's what I'm saying. They got that was the response to the feminist movement, so to speak. So it's just all of it has become confusion. You understand? Kiri?
Verse 25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie and worshipped and served the creature more than the creator.
Right, that's what they're doing. They made up in their mind what's right, and what's wrong. And so now they following man. They're not following the Most High. Go
ahead. Who is blessed forever. Amen. Verse 26. For this cause God gave them up into vile affection.
I love this one. I love what it stands, like what it's saying, and what it's meaning. Mm-hmm. Like the Lord just let you go to that vile affection, man. Go ahead.
So can I say something, sir?
Go ahead.
And then going to that bowel affection, that's where the STDs come from.
Right.
What they got now, monkeypox.
Monkeypox. Mm-hmm.
That's where the monkeypox come from, and the AIDS, and that's why it runs rampant out here.
Yeah.
Because everybody's just going with the bowel affection, mm-hmm. with the lust of their own bodies, and they just going with it.
Going with it.
And then what the white man does, he makes it legal for a man to marry a man and a woman to marry a woman.
Yeah.
Right? And he makes it legal for transgenders. He makes it legal for that. But you know what? It's illegal to the Most High.
Right.
And you will serve your punishment for it.
Right.
So like, go ahead.
Adding to his point too is that the government is starting to, like, how they did the whole Roe versus Wade reversal.
Yeah.
So a lot of companies and even government entities are offering money to people that want to still go out of their way to get abortions or go out of their way to do sex changes, even if they have to go to a whole different state than where they live at. And that's taxpaying money, right? Taxpayer money. And and the crazy thing is that they charging the residents taxes because they get that idea from tithes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just how you know that this place is the place of the unclean and hateful birds. You see what I'm saying? Because they, first of all, they hate the Most High. They hate the Most High, and they're gonna go out of their way to make you pay for what their agendas are.
Yeah.
Like your money that they take out of your check goes to some goof ass boy that wants to change his rod into a vagina. Like things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Got
That's
the nerve to
crazy.
say, in God we trust on that money.
It's like,
The screen.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Officer Dominic said make it so that the teacher is visible bigger than the scripture.
Oh, come. Yeah, when we're breaking it down, concept.
you understand? Like, my whole thing is this, like, and it said, like I said, it said, in God we trust on that money.
Mm-hmm.
No, what God? What God are you talking about? You understand? They have nothing to do with God, man. This place right here is absolutely anti-Christ,
Mm-hmm.
anti the Most High. You understand? And the thing we got to understand is we got to now accept that this was a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And they just made it so sweet that it's hard to accept the truth.
Right.
And it's hard to come into the realization that this was a lie. Go ahead, keep reading.
For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
Like, women are sitting up here trying to battle men and be in our position. I ain't even dealing with the lesbian aspect. I want to go into just the independent, strong, Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, and all of them channeling.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't really need a man. I could do for myself. I just womp, Charlie Brown.
Right.
To me, it's like, it's laughable. One. And then two, like, they got this whole thing, man, this tripped me out where they say men are intimidated by my success.
I seen that post on Facebook.
Like, oh my God, what do you mean intimidated by your success? I'm not intimidated by your success. You know what I see when I see you? I see two bouncy balloons and everything I want to play with, like a toy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just your mouth. It's your talk. That's the problem. And when you talk, you are trying to combat me. Like, you want to do harm to me. Like, some sisters are straight up get violent with you, like, move out my way type spirit. Like, in the grocery stores, or you don't see me standing here, you ain't gonna say excuse me. I've been at the gas pump one time, and sister just sitting. I said, "Hey, you can move out the way so I can get the." You gonna say excuse me?
Golly.
I'm like,
damn.
You sitting here, you know the rules. You ain't supposed to just be sitting in front of the pump. Why I gotta bow down and call you queen so that you can move out of the way? And that's the type of spirit that they've taken on in this place, man. Leaving their natural use. Their natural use is to submit to a man. That's where you're useful.
Right.
Other than that, what are you existing for? You're just a headache. You're a headache. You're not intimidating. You're a headache. And undesirable and unlikable. I mean, damn, how can you make vagina almost unlikable? Vagina is the only reason why they still in the equation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, if you didn't have a vagina, it'd be like, dealing with you. The reason that you got a vagina is why you at least get 45 minutes of a nigga's time to say that he ain't shit.
Right.
But you are horrible. I mean, like, being around you is horrible. Because they changed their natural use.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They've fallen into this ideal where they're supposed to be like men. That is just, we don't want men. Why do you think we're intimidated? I'm not. First off, a real man is a warrior, and he's not intimidated of no man. He fears nothing. Matter of fact, he counts it glorious, the toughest battles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? First off. So if you're dealing with a man that's scared of anything, it should be a red flag. And then two, you ain't even built to be like, you ain't built to be intimidating. There's nothing about a woman that's intimidating. There's nothing about a woman that's intimidating. Like I said, them two bouncy balls on your chest are not intimidating.
Mhm.
They come to a point at the end and pop through the shirt. They are enticing. They're not intimidating.
Right.
And I mean, I hate to be graphic, but I'm trying to hit home the point of how silly it is. Your hips form into like a heart shape. It's like it smiles at you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When that woman, they say we hate to see him come, but we love to see him leave.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, come on now. You're not intimidating. No, what's intimidating is seeing that army suit coming with tanks coming down your block. That's intimidating.
Right.
Mhm.
That's intimidating. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with stuff like that. You change your natural use. And now you got so caught up in trying to be that when men reject you, 45 minutes, you go off and now you want to be a lesbian. You know what I'm saying? And you go get what? A fake man.
Right.
You go get a woman trying to be a man. Good night. I wonder if they're intimidated by strong, independent women, studs. Do they say that about them? Does anybody know? Would they ever say to a stud, "You intimidated by my success"? Another stud. That's a good question. I would like to know. You know what I'm saying? Because if that's the case, then you just arrogant son of a. You think everybody's scared of you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You think you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody scared of you. Let me free y'all sisters up. Be as successful as you want. That's a contribution to a man. The thing is that that's not the only thing that is not the only factor. That's not the only contributing factor. You also have to be willing to be a helpmate for that man. That's how that success becomes pertinent. You know what I'm saying? Your success becomes a tool, a valuable tool, when you are willing to submit that over to a man.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time it's important, because you just being successful ain't important to nobody, because the proof is in the pudding. Black women, for the most part, first off, that's a misnomer anyway. Black Hispanic women being so successful,
right?
Yeah,
they're like number one in poverty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could bring out the stats. Maybe I need to do that at another time, but they are not that successful. You know what I'm saying? And they don't make as much money as they let off. But for those sisters that do, I mean, what are you doing with it? Making Gucci and them rich? You buying purses and weave and traveling?
Traveling big time.
What are you doing with it? You're not building nations with it. You're not building infrastructure for Black Hispanic niggas. You're not doing nothing with it. It's no different from any male celebrity with money and power. You're just not doing nothing. So why is it pertinent? It's pertinent because you submit that over to a man, a righteous man, and you build a nation, build family with it. That's how it becomes pertinent. Other than that, it's just some shit that you just bragging about.
True. At big time, man. That's what they do.
And why do we care? Why would we care? You understand? It's no different from Jeezy bragging about his Lambos all day. Eventually, you're gonna be like, all right, what does it have to do with me? And so that's the whole thing. It's like if women winning so much, then act like you've won before. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard that term, act like you won before? It's like when you win and you've been proven to be better, have some dignity and class with it.
Right.
Act like you won before.
Mm-hmm.
Don't act like this is the first time you ever won anything ever. Well, you just, yeah, look at you, look at me, I'm better, I'm this, I'm that, and you nothing, and I'm the greatest, and this, that. No. Have some class and dignity with it. Be humble about it. You know what I'm saying? Use your success as motivation for other people. Y'all hiding behind that success just because you hiding the fact that you have a shitty personality behind your success. That's what you're doing. Really, you might have had some success, but really you're just a shitty person. And that ain't just woman. I'm just talking about man, woman, period. Black, Hispanic, Native Indian people. We love shitting on each other. It's all in our music. I get more money than you. You ain't got no bag. You ain't doing nothing.
Right.
We love, like, damn, you know what I'm saying? We love shitting on each other in the music. In our everyday. You know what I'm saying? You ain't good enough. And this, that, and the third. Okay. All right. Well, if that's the case, why don't you be willing to help? Why don't you be willing to help build and change my situation? If you so great, if you such a winner, let's see you win doing that. Let's see you win by lifting up the Lord's people. If you know what I'm saying? Let's see you win doing that. And that's the type of mindset that we have. That's what we building in the I.S.U.P.K, man.
Right.
Like we are building a place where when it says to come out of her and to separate, to gather together, that ain't for social purposes. That ain't for just to have a nice club, to have a chat and you know what I'm saying, party and keep doing the things that we've been doing in America. It's to build towards a righteous nation. You understand? That's why I find it absolutely ridiculous for fake Israelites to say that you don't have to, you don't have to be a part of a group. You just keep God's law, and meanwhile they getting all our breakdowns, all our, you know what I'm saying, everything about them is I.S.U.P.K. They doing the whole salute. How much you know what I'm saying, and neglecting the fact that you skipping over the whole premise of why we doing this. Mm-hmm. We're doing this to escape the destruction, but two, to create a sanctuary here till we have time to be brought up out of this place, man.
That's right.
To work on, you have to, in order to be good at anything, you have to exercise that thing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So we're not just going to wake up righteous one day. Even when Christ returned, you think he's going to, why would he, it's no different from any other investment. Like, what would you rather invest in? An artist that he may know how to freestyle or rap, but so what? What is his work up till then? Did he make a mixtape? Did he put out his videos on YouTube? Has he gone to different venues and practiced his art? Has he shown that he could get viewership, that he has fans, that he got somebody believing in the movement?
Right.
If not, then why should a record label invest in him? It's no different from the Most High. Why should he invest in us? Why should he send Christ if we're not showing him anybody worthy of being saved? And we got to practice that act. Mm-hmm. We got to practice that thing. You understand? We got to be in a position where, you understand, what's the scripture? Give me the scripture, John 2:15. Well, now that's love, not the word. What does it say? How can you say you love the Father but you hate your brother?
John 4:20, sir.
I need that because that's an excellent scripture. The fact that how we deal with each other every day, day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we going to deal with each other? Like, we asking for the Most High to show us some love. By what? By delivering us up out of here, by changing our circumstances, right? He sees this poverty we in. He sees this destruction that we in. He sees the pain and suffering, and we're asking the Most High to show us love. We saying we love you. Show us some love. But give me John 4:20.
Okay. First John, right?
It's First John 4:20, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got it. First John chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say I love God and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
Right, you a liar. That's how the Lord looking at you.
Right.
You so are you really you ain't hurt, right? You ain't suffering. You ain't in need of saving. You ain't none of that. And talking about you love God, but then you sit up here, don't even practice that same love with the brothers that you see here on earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's absolutely ridiculous. Them fake Israelites, man. Go ahead.
So, like, I gotta say this too, because Commanding General Yohana, once everybody broke away from the school, he was like, "Look, I'm trying to keep it going.
Right.
I'm trying to keep it going." But you got a lot of these cats out there in the world, cats that was in the school that broke away, and they say, "Oh well, I still love the Most High. I still want to put in work." But you ain't willing to build with the man that was given the authority to be in command. You feel me? Like, that's pride, and that's hatred right there too.
It's hatred.
It's
and
selfishness.
Not only that, it's treasonous. Huh?
That's right.
It's treasonous. If you loved it so much, why didn't you keep it going? Why didn't you bring everybody back together and say, listen, we need to fight through this. We need to build back this thing that we've lost.
Right.
Why didn't it? That's how we know this the damn truth, nigga. It ain't because we say it's the truth.
Right.
Niggas, because it's shown through the actions.
Mm-hmm.
That this isn't no lie. This isn't no game. We applying the scriptures. When you see judgments come out online, this so-and-so person has now been excommunicated, that's because they've went to him and be alone. They've had a council, and this was the judgment of the council. They either heard or they did not hear the council. And now there's been that is proof that what we doing, we are working the scriptures. Our government is working. What you see on Facebook, what you see in the mass text,
right,
what you see in the camp leader groups is the proof that our government is working. We have issues, we have problems, we solve them, and we move on. It's proof that we're living the scriptures. But when you have these idiots who don't know what they're doing, don't know what they're talking about, they telling us that we don't have to come together. They telling us contrary to the scriptures.
That's right.
It's clear as day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because why? Let's read it again.
1 John chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God and hated his brother, he is a liar.
That's because they liars. And they hate their brothers, man. That's the common denominator with all them figures. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, it ain't got nothing to do with no doctrine.
That's right.
It ain't got nothing to do with no doctrine. Them women that don't want to come in here is because they hate black men. Them brothers that don't want to come in here is because they hate black men. That's why they deal with niggas like themselves, homosexuals.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't want to.
Salakia.
Listen, I'm telling you the truth. You ain't in here.
I know.
You have gay. You notice that all the Negroes that be trying to come around, what is the main thing they try to do? They always stand out.
Mm-hmm.
What's the main thing they try to do?
Put fringes on their shirts.
No, I'm talking about when they get around us. What do they try to do?
Oh. They try to become masculine, sir.
Try to become masculine. They try to toughen up.
Would you try to, and for some reason their masculinity is always fighting a brother or trying to put hands,
right. Yeah, no, you're right. Big
and they know that.
Right.
They know if they come in here, they're gonna naturally clash with other brothers because they don't know how to fight that homosexual demon in them. So they know to stay away. They know to get around brothers like them. And so therefore they form their little groups and it always shows the weakness.
Right.
You understand? It always shows the lack of discipline. It always shows you hate your brothers. That is the conclusion that I have for why these weaknesses is not up in here.
Right.
Go ahead.
And another to add to your point is because they have not put off the old man.
Right.
They still watching porn.
Right.
They still influenced by the world. They still want to do things behind the scenes when nobody's looking, like they celebrating they niece's birthday.
Right.
They compromising with their rib with certain things, right? And that's soft because it's lukewarm, and the Most High they already know the Most High is gonna spit them out for being lukewarm. So their way when they take it out on us, like say in the clubhouse chats or on the street, if they ever even have cam. Most of them don't even have cam, but they'll try to make their masculinity show and their willingness to try to battle against the men who are actually authorized to do it because they want some kind of status that seems masculine.
Battle on the internet.
They
will not bring it to our face.
Right.
And they will never get physical.
Yeah, they crossed the line. Nah.
They will never, ever get. The longest y'all know that.
Right.
All that you doing on talking on the internet is cool. But you know you ain't ever gonna get physical. You know that. This is, you know what I'm saying? And that's cool. I ain't saying, you know what I'm saying, come see us.
It's like a woman.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying you know, like they talk like they want to do something, but we know.
Right.
Let's go ahead.
We had that happen during the Sabbath service. Remember what a brother was on there first. He came trying to ask questions about the Sabbath day. Then we gave him the scriptures about the Sabbath day. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm thinking he's a regular, he's just somebody trying to learn. So I'm like, I'm gonna teach him. Yeah. And then he started asking about fringes, right? So I told him, I was like, we have fringes on, yeah. We got garments on, like with fringes on.
Right. I remember that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What was that again?
And then the first thing he said, "What about your shirts?"
Oh yeah.
Don't even answer. Let's start the service. Don't even worry about this. He's trolling. He's cheating. You know what I mean?
And this is on the internet.
This is on the internet. This is on the internet. And then after that, we was all types of what was he calling us? We were doing evil.
Oh yeah, he always said
young man
answer me. Respond to me, like he wanted attention, like a woman, right? Yeah, and I put that in the chat, like a female.
Yeah, and I had to tell him, I was like, don't even say nothing to this. Don't even say nothing to the brother. Don't leave him alone. You know what I mean? Because if he was that important, he would be somewhere trying to teach Sabbath service also. But he's not trying to teach Sabbath service. He's not trying to do anything that the Lord says.
He's trying to get real men to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is he wants to accomplish, he knows he doesn't have the resolve to do it. He doesn't have the gall. He doesn't have the nuts. He doesn't have the heart. So he sees that in real men, and he wants us to go do that for him. Right. And we're not going to follow you, and we're not going to do what you want to do because you're a punk. You're a faggot. You're weak. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking to all of you on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You're weak. You don't suffice. You're not man enough.
Right.
And that's why we don't follow you. That's why we say we're not affiliated with you because you're nobody to affiliate with.
Right.
You don't have an infrastructure. You don't have an army. You don't have the knowledge of the Lord. The Lord is not dealing with you. You're nobody.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm not sorry. You know what I'm saying? We were warriors. So we war. We don't have time to worry about you at home with your woman. You're at home getting told with your woman by your woman what to do. Or if you had a woman, you probably got a man. Okay, you're getting told by your woman how to live your life, and you want us to stop swinging our sword in the midst of battles every damn day, every demon possible, demons that you never seen before on the earth. We battling that, things that look like something out of damn Goosebumps.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're real warriors, real galactic warriors. I'm talking about interplanetarian warriors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With real weapons of warfare here, brotherhood and everything else, if you're curious. And you want us to stop doing that to tend to your whole ass.
Right.
I mean, come on now. How selfish are you?
Right.
How selfish are you?
That's why I don't even mess with Clubhouse no more. I'm tired of.
But that's what I said. That's what I told him. How selfish is because the young man was up there trying to read the Hebrew.
Right.
He's talking about y'all not doing it right. Y'all just.
He ain't got one Hebrew class. He ain't got one Hebrew breakdown. He ain't got one print out of Hebrew in his house.
Right.
He don't even have the alphabet anywhere on his walls. So if anybody was the one to ever learn Hebrew, he couldn't help him.
Right.
All he can manage to do is distract us from trying to teach the Hebrew.
That's right.
That's
right.
That's all it was.
That's all he could ever do.
That's a troll.
You realize that you were born out of the womb, and that's your purpose.
That's right.
Your purpose. A But we were born out of the womb from a woman, and our purpose was to be priests and prophets and to war this war, to fight this war. Your purpose was to be the squire, to be the cheerleader
water
on
boy,
the side, the water boy. And not even that, because that they help.
Yeah.
You're the scoffer.
Right. The scoffer.
You're the loser on the sideline. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With no friends, with you can't make brotherhood with anybody. You understand? You're that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. I mean, you everything about you is flawed. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing I could do. I don't know. What do you want us to do? Or maybe we got it all wrong. Right. Maybe we should be extending the brotherhood of Christ. Maybe we need to stop being so hard on these guys. You know what I'm saying? What's up?
Commanding General Yohana has done that, sir.
He's done that, and you know what?
And where's Sluggy? What we talking about? Like,
since 2011, Commanding General Yohana has put out a decree for all camps to come back to the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge.
Yeah.
And if you have any problems, let's sit at the table and talk about
it. Yeah.
But they don't want that.
They don't want that.
They don't want that.
You know what they did? They went and made their own, what's it called, Hebrew convention or whatever. What's that thing they tried to say?
Unity
camp.
Yeah, that's gay.
Like, bro, like, we telling you to come back here. Y'all gonna go and do your own thing. That's so goofy, bro.
Not come under the banner of the I.S.U.P.K and answer to the war call, but let's do a unity camp. We're gonna have biscuits and what do you do? What do you bring in the Christian? The little cold sandwiches. We'll have some cold sandwiches and
I eat some pork chops.
Mimosas. We'll have some mimosas.
Mimosas.
You know what I'm saying? That's a unity camp.
Right.
You understand? Mm-hmm. You don't want to have a war council. God forbid a war council.
Right.
You don't want to sit down at the table and have your thoughts and your judgments judged by righteous men, and we'll see who wins according to the scriptures.
Right.
You want to have a unity camp. Well, we don't ever talk about what's really on the table. But we go out and we all have our different doctrines and we all have our different beliefs. But we're going to go over there and we're going to fake it for the people. That's what you want some more church. Go ahead.
And then at the unity,
you want more church.
Right. That's what it is, yeah.
And then at the unity camp,
you an Israelite that want more church.
Right.
You ain't had enough church. You need more church.
That's it. That's exactly it.
I'm done with church. I've been done with church since 13. Mm-hmm. I told my mom it's too much crying going to church. That's what a unity camp is.
Absolutely right.
It's a big hug. You get to hug them. You don't know what the fault is, because you ain't gonna bring it up because it's a unity camp. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It ain't war council. It ain't. I'm gonna say it ain't your leaders and y'all come with y'all doctrine. You come into the I.S.U.P.K. You sit down and you have this is what we believe. This is why y'all wrong. Now let's battle it out in the scriptures. War council, which is something we don't break from. We don't run from.
Right.
You've been called to come do that. Come fall back under the banner. Come have that counsel. Come talk about your arts with your brothers. Then we can go out to camp like we do anyway. And we don't have to call it a unity camp. We just call it camp.
Right.
It ain't gotta be so. Right. It ain't gotta be
like some extra
shit.
Like, oh, so like it. Oh, hold on. I gotta do this. It's a scripture. Was that the Bar Jesus scripture? You know what I'm talking about? Hold on. So like it. Give me a second.
And that's why, you know, you do what you do, and we do what we do, man. I don't know what to tell you. What I can tell you is that we will see in the end, because the end is near. And what I do know is that when it's really wartime, when it's really in the funk, people tend to flock to who they know as warriors.
Right.
You start getting wise then. You know what I'm saying? people start to wise up when it's really the funk. When you really in the funk. And that's what ultimately is going to have to happen for a lot of people. They're not going to learn till it's time to burn. You understand? You clowns just better hope the doors of the I.S.U.P.K ain't closed by then. You understand?
I say that. Don't I say that all the time?
You clowns, and I don't even like saying you clowns. I'm trying to think of a better word for you, like
Figs.
Cowards. What's figs?
Young man.
Like groups.
Well, you know that's an acronym to insult them further. What's a word? How can I do it with some poise? Priestly.
Cowards.
Hell, I can't. You're treasonous. You're a traitor. You're a traitor. There is no word other than traitor. That's the technical term. Well, when a king raises his banner and the bannermen do not answer the call, when a king raises his banner for war and the bannermen do not answer the call, those men, those knights, those lords that hold that lordship are considered traitors.
Right.
And they get dealt with either before that, during the war, or after the war. The king sends his men to go deal with them traitors. So really, you fake Israelites, you're guilty of treason. You should be put to death. I mean, of course, that's if you believe in man shit. If you don't, then of course you keep living whatever you live. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to live like how you really lived and how we really lived in these scriptures, how we really lived like King David and King Solomon and King Saul and all the kings of the past and Christ and like the army of the Lord, if you really want to be an army, if you really want to be a nation, then you have to answer your call, man. You have to respond to the call. You have to answer your bannermen. We are your fellow bannermen. If what you believe is if you really believe in this truth. If they really believe that we brothers, they have to answer the call to their fellow bannermen. So I'm just going to reiterate what Commander General always said. You are to come back under the I.S.U.P.K, man.
That's right.
You were commanded to come back under the I.S.U.P.K, under Commander General. You answer your bannerman. You have not responded to your bannerman. You're standing out there like the traitors that you are, and you are a detriment to this nation. And you're going to get dealt with. It's like Christ said, those of them that will not follow me, what did it say? Those of them that will not bow or follow me, what was it?
Bring them in front of me and slay them before me.
Slay them before.
Right.
When we get that order, we just going to execute like we've been doing. That's all we do in the U.P.K. is we get orders and we execute. So don't take it personal. If we get the order, then that's your ass. Right. Go ahead.
I mean, a lot of brothers in the world are bandwagoners anyways. They cheering for the Warriors. Why? Because they won. They're cheering for the Celtics now. Why? Because they won. Right? Why don't you just be in the U.P.K? Why? Because we win. We don't lose no battles. Not like their fake Israelite groups that have all kinds of commotions amongst each other. This brother sleeping with this brother's rib. This brother sleeping with the transvestite. This brother getting caught smoking weed. None of that happens here. First of all, you don't really care about anything like that happening in the U.P.K. And if any kind of discrepancy comes up, it gets shut down right away. It ain't going to defile the school. We ain't gonna have no schisms in this school. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't a matter of if we're gonna win or not.
Right.
It's a matter of they don't believe we can win.
Right.
They don't believe blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians can rise up out of the dust. They don't really believe that shit. Otherwise, they'll be fighting that fight because it's a winning fight. It's a fight where you get the most glory. It's a fight where you get the most reward. If you're a warrior and if you're a killer, who wouldn't want that battle? If you really believed in it. If you really believed in the Most High, if you really believe that the Most High is who gives you strength over all the other forces on the earth, then why wouldn't you want this fight? Right. Why wouldn't you want to join us in this fight? The only explanation is that they do not believe. They don't believe it. What they believe in is America. They believe in Babylon lasting forever. They believe that the white man gonna get through this recession. He gonna get through this dude fumble. They believe
Right. Now you right.
They you know why they got the AR-15s? Because they believe that one day they're gonna be able to go buy them another one, buy some more ammo, keep looking cool, keep looking tactical. They don't believe that that's gonna be the last gun they ever touch. They don't believe that that's gonna be the last time they ever might be on the street corners. They believe they're gonna be out there all the time. That's why they gotta protect themselves. Why the hell do we need to protect ourselves on a street corner when we ain't gonna be here for long? There won't be a street corner.
Right.
Ain't gonna be no damn street corner, man. This shit gonna burn. Do you not hear what we saying on the streets? Hell, we trying to set fire to it as we speak it.
Right.
If the Lord set it up in flames while we was there, that would be job well done. We'll die with honor. They'll be talking about us forever. Man, them boys was out there in San Antonio. They went so hard on them devils. The Lord just went ahead and destroyed San Antonio right there. Did the brothers survive? They died too. Put that name up on the walls.
Straight up.
Straight up. It'll be glory.
They walk with the Lord. It's like I'm done.
The Lord lifted them up. I believe that's my time, man.
Well, it's up to you, but
yeah, we gotta wrap that up.
You want
Wrap it up, man. So I'm gonna hand the class over to the precinct officer. I.S.U.P.K.
well, so we got the security announcements.
That was an excellent class, sir. Excellent.
Thanks, okay.
Excellent. You should have had it ready before class.
All right. These are the I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We're the I.S.U.P.K. started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for the new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, they will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, found in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Ma'asherah means 10th in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest funds, free will offerings for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We got the we have the feast of Salakia. Let's see here. The feast of first fruits. All right, which ends on June 12th.
22nd.
Salakia. What are you talking about?
It's June 12th?
Yeah, June 12th, Sunday, 2022, starts before sundown. You can find this in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 10 through 22. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. That means boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, that concludes the I.S.U.P.K. security announcements.
I guess we can go ahead.
All right. Madim. Was it Yapan Rahakwadam?
Yep.
All right, turn the face to east. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Lashawan Kodash, and then in the English. Abano. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malak Waska. Saba'ah. Ratazaka. Hayah. Aisha. Ba'aratazah. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Bathalano. Lacham. Call.
Call.
You want.
You want.
What's a lock now?
What's a lock now?
Come a waff now.
Come a walk now.
Kasalak now.
That's a lock now.
Come a waff you now.
Come a walk now.
Walla
Walla la.
Dabi I know.
That be I now.
Banasai one.
But it's I one.
A ball.
A ball.
I was shy now.
I shy now.
Bayan.
My yan.
Right.
Right.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Baka.
Laka.
Come a lakwa.
Malakwa.
Waha Allah.
Well, Allah.
Wata pa'ara.
Wata pa ra.
La I will love you.
I will love you.
Aman.
I'm on.
What we said was, Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done
Thy will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread.
and forgive us our debts
Forgive us our debts
as we forgive our debtors,
as we forgive our debtors.
and lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom
and the power,
and the power
and the glory
and the glory
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
All right, sorry, we're going to turn to face the brothers for one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Ahmadu Shabbat, Ahmadu, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakathon, Yadi Matah. Sorry, turn to face the sisters for one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Ahmadu Shabbat, Ahmadu, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Shem Yahushua, Yadi Matah. Class dismissed.